Hi, and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann, and today I want to share with you a few techniques on using Spectrum Noir pens with acetate to create backgrounds and also to color stamped images. You can see the Spectrum Noir pen work here on this acetate piece of my card focal. The background has been colored with a craft sheet application, a craft sheet swirl is what I'm calling it. And then the leaves on here have been stamped and heat embossed and then colored on the back also with the Spectrum Noir pens. Both of these techniques are really simple and very easy and give you a great look. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is. First, I'm going to show you the pens that I'm working with, and these are Spectrum Noir. They are from a company called Crafter's Companion. Those of you in the UK probably know them very well. I love these alcohol pens. These have become my choice of alcohol pen because I love the colors and because you don't have to mortgage your house to afford a nice variety of colors. So they're really affordable. They're also refillable, although I have not had to refill mine yet because they're lasting me quite a long time. The colors that I'm using are from the Reds set of pens, and it's CR10, DR1, and CR8, and I'm looking on the caps here. This is where you can always find the colors. And the other thing I wanted to point out, these all have a broad tip on one end and a fine tip on the other end, and I think you can probably see this little gray line on each one of the ends here. This indicates the fine tip. So where it looks like there's a gray line, like you almost don't have the cap on all the way, that means that side is the fine tip. So these ones are all the broad tip, which makes it easier to tell, you know, when you're searching among your stash for the broad tip of that one color. You can just grab it and go. Now the other thing I'm working with is also from Crafter's Companion, and it's acetate. I'm working with their heat resistant acetate, and that's going to be important because I'm doing some heat embossing onto the acetate, and I don't know what would happen on regular non-heat resistant acetate if you did heat embossing, but I have the feeling it wouldn't be a good idea and probably would warp or melt or catch on fire. I'm not sure. So I'm using the heat resistant acetate also from Crafter's Companion just to ease my mind. So I have a little piece of this acetate. I'm going to set this aside. Working on my craft sheet, I'm going to work with the broad tips of all three of these pens, and I'm going to show you how easy this is. I'm just scribbling on the color directly onto the craft sheet. Two, and then the third one. And get this on here. So I have a nice big red mess. Now I'm also working with Ranger's blending solution. You could also use some alcohol to blend the color out. And then I'm going to grab my acetate and do a swirl. Just whirling this around on here to pick up that color. And then I'll lift this off and let me bring in a piece of white paper just so you can see. There's my color on here. Now the alcohol pens are already drying as we speak. They're going to dry really fast on this acetate, and that's the beauty of an alcohol pen, is that it dries on a non-porous surface. Now it will also dry on my craft sheet, and to clean up your craft sheet you can either use your blending solution, which I wouldn't do because then you're wasting your blending solution. You can also use a cheap hand sanitizer. Will also do the trick, so that's what I use. Now, when this is dry, and it's pretty much dry right now, I'm going to flip it over and stamp my image. And I stamped this stamp design here from Judikins. This is the 4 leaves design. I stamped this with a watermark resist ink pad and then heat embossed it with black embossing powder. So when I have that all done, I've got a piece that looks like this. So I've got all of my embossed stamp design on here. Now this is the embossed side. This is the raised side. So I'm going to flip it over and work on the reverse side. And again, come in with my pens. And I still like to use the broad tip for this. And I'm just going to, you know, add some color in here. And combine, overlap. I don't have to worry about going over the lines or staying neat and tidy or anything like that. Just scribble some color on here come back, add a little bit more. They're going to blend into each other, which is really nice. If you work quickly, they blend together really easily. If you add some color and then need to come back after it's dried to add some more, you can kind of reconstitute the alcohol ink by adding a little bit of blending solution with, I would use it like a little cotton swab or something. So maybe I want to tidy this up a little bit and go around here and add my color. Now, if I wanted to, I could also let this dry and then come back and add more layers of color. But then when I flip it over, you can see I've got my colored embossed designs on here. So super easy to do, I think, and it makes a really effective card focal. So let me bring back in my original card design and show it to you again. I chose to mount this onto the white paper, onto actually some cream cardstock under here. And let me share with you my little trick for doing this. So I don't measure anything, but I've got brads attached on all four corners here. But I don't want to really measure out, you know, where to punch my holes. So what I do is hold the acetate piece like this. I roll it. I'm not folding it. I'm not creasing this, but I'm just rolling it. And then I'm going to hold these corners so that they're aligned. Take my hole punch and punch. And then I've got two, you know, top and bottom that are hole punched and that are even. And then I can come back and roll this the other way and use that first hole mark to come back and repunch. Let me get this aligned. Like so. And then if I do that on all four sides, I know that I've got my holes that are aligned perfectly. So that's a little trick that I share with you. That's how I get my evenly marked holes, and then I can insert those brads in there. My little shortcut. I matted this then onto black and then wrapped a piece of sheer ribbon around the front of the card and added some pattern paper on here as well, just to give a little bit of additional color and texture on here. So this is how to use Spectrum Noir pens on acetate to create a background and also to do some colored and embossed images. I hope you enjoyed today's segment. For more inspiration, please do stop on by my website at saranaumann.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.